Well, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in on this day, July the 1st, the day that integrated care boards um, go live in statute, and discussion about the white paper moves into discussion about the future for integrated care systems and how to make them really successful. And on this day, I'm joined by Donna Hall, who probably doesn't need a lot of introduction for many people tuning in. Once described as a public service pioneer and a current ICS advisor to NHS England with an extensive background as an architect of the Wigan deal, working in Greater Manchester and many other local authorities across England and parts of the NHS, where she continues to play a leading role. Thanks for giving me a few moments today, Donna. It's great to see you.
It's my pleasure, Phil.
Perfect. And I thought today we just have a quick chat together now that we're here on the 1st of July about your thoughts for the future of integrated care and why that's exciting for anybody working in a care system. It'd just be great maybe to start with what floats your boat about integrated care systems and why they're such a great thing.
That's a great question. Thanks, Phil. The first thing to say is this shouldn't be day one of our integration journey, really. We should have been working on this for the last 5 or 6 years across social care from a local authority point of view and from an acute system point of view, community and primary care and mental health. So this should be a culmination of efforts really over recent years, but the fact that it's formally in statute and the guidance is so different from other NHS guidance, it's very loose. It's very much about work together, work iteratively, listen to citizens, work around communities, use the assets you've got in your place, the community and voluntary sector, local businesses, and mainly local people. They are the main assets that you've got in your local area. Really go for it. We've got to do something completely radically different, I think. If ICSs and ICBs just become a way of managing status quo, then I think we're all doomed to failure. I think we've got to be bold, courageous, innovative. We've got to think about social care at the heart of integrated care systems, and very often the NHS just kind of pushes social care to one side. But the issues we've got in the NHS at the moment, and obviously I chair Bolton Foundation Trust, is the ambulances queuing up outside our trust isn't an ambulance issue. It's not about their effectiveness. It isn't an emergency department issue. It's not about our effectiveness. It's a social care issue. So, we haven't got enough staff in social care. We don't pay them enough. So these are the kind of issues that I think integrated care systems need to look at. We need to look at the interface between hospital consultants and GPs. We need consultants more working in local communities and understanding local communities. And we need GPs working hand in hand with consultants, doing hospital rounds with our consultants. This is what people expect, that integrated care wrapped seamlessly around them and their families and their local communities. So a really momentous day for us today, Phil.
Great. And you said at the start that this is not the start of the journey, it's an ongoing part of integrated care. And obviously you've been working in that space for quite a long time with different people, and be really keen to know what you think are the ingredients for success to make some of those things really happen.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's getting on with each other. I know it sounds a very basic thing, but there are a lot of egos, both in local government and in the NHS, and in the world of GPs. So we've got to think about the person, the patient, the place that we serve. There is public servants who serve the citizens and the place, not our organisation. Forget the organisation, take your lanyard off and start to think citizen and person and patient. And think really creatively and imaginatively. If we just do little bits of tweaks here and there, it's not going to work. The current model of public services is broken, I think. I think we've got a model that was set up in the 1940s that just doesn't fit with the way that people lead their lives in the modern world. We've got to think differently about where we put our investment. We need to think about prevention and public health more. We look at the findings of the Marmot review. We find that healthy life expectancy and life expectancy is going, for the first time in decades, the wrong way. The cost of living crisis is only going to exacerbate that. So unless we do something radically different, focus on asset-based work in local communities, investing in the community and voluntary sector, in social care, in public health, in shrinking hospitals down to when you actually only need them, and putting care in local communities and neighbourhoods, I think that's definitely got to be the future.
And when you're talking about the Marmot review, obviously that's a source of data and intelligence that helps people to think about things and think about focus. And how important is data going to be in this this agenda, do you think, Donna?
Well, you know, I'm a bit of a data geek, Phil. I love data, and I just think sometimes we write strategies, and every ICS, all 42 of them, have to write a long-term 5-year strategy, thinking about how they're going to tackle some of the issues that are facing them in their local communities. And without data and intelligence, I don't know how they can do it. I don't know how they can prioritise which neighbourhoods they need to focus on, which GP practices need additional support and help, which local foundation trusts are good at integrating with, for example, mental health or social care, and which are not. And I think the new integration engine that we've developed at CF, that you've worked really hard on, is a really excellent way of helping ICSs to focus on where they need to concentrate their efforts. And then importantly, think about the kind of radical steps, the bold steps that they need to take together as a system, not just individually as organisations, but to improve those metrics that they're measuring themselves on. Then they can set themselves really clear goals and go for it. You know, be bold. What's the worst that can happen? What is guaranteed to happen if we don't do these things is we will all fail. You know, there'll be more ambulances queuing up outside A&E. There will be more, healthy life expectancy will continue to decline, and we will be in a worse state than we are now. So let's be bold and radical.
Right, great. And my sort of closing thought I'd love to hear from you, Donna, would be about how do we get people to sort of embrace that and move to make that sort of thing happen? What would your sort of advice be to people who may be new to the journey or are used to working in the status quo and want to do something different?
I think go and speak to frontline staff. Spend some time in a care home. Spend some time in a GP practice. Go into A&E on a Saturday evening at 11 o'clock at night. Spend some time with the frontline services. See the dysfunctionality. Witness it for yourself, and get that courage in your heart to make a change, because it's absolutely desperately needed.
Well, thanks very much for that, Donna. Really great insights, and always good to get your perspective on all of this. And good luck to everybody else working on the rest of the integrated care journey. And good luck to you, Donna, as well, spreading the word everywhere. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Phil, and good luck to everyone. Amazing day for us all.
All right. Thanks, Donna.